let's talk about letting go, because I think as a whole it's a really difficult concept and act for many recovering perfectionists, including me, I realised this weekend. So firstly, I think recovering perfectionists really struggle to let go of things. I noticed this for me this weekend. I've been planning this 2-day training, an authentic relating course for couples in person this weekend, and it's been really hard to get people to sign up. My colleague pulled out, perfect opportunity to say, okay, let's stop. It's obviously not quite working this time around. And another colleague was like, oh, but you could do it on your own. I was like, oh, I could. And something in my brain went, could mean should. And so I've been battling for the last few weeks trying to get this training going on my own. And I finally admitted defeat with it at the weekend. And you know what? It's such a relief. Such a relief to let it go and be like, okay, great, now I get my weekend back, I can focus on things that are working, and I don't have to keep like banging my head against this wall. But it's been so hard. I've been like really wrestling with it, really struggling with this idea of letting it go. And I see this all the time with my clients. Perfectionists, I think, can kind of be hoarders. And not necessarily in the physical sense, like I don't hoard stuff, but I think we can kind of hoard ideas and goals and, you know, these things that perhaps sounded interesting or were working for us, or we interpreted somebody saying we should be doing this at some point. Like we grip onto them like, couldn't possibly let this go because I said this was something that I was going to do, and if I don't do it, therefore I'm a failure, or I'm not enough. Because if I didn't manage to make it work, if I can't keep juggling this, if I didn't bring this idea to fruition, it's because I didn't work hard enough. I wasn't enough. And it's so pernicious that I don't think we notice that we're doing it. And what makes it even toxic is the more things that I am holding onto that aren't quite working for me anymore, or ideas that have run their course, the less space there is for me to do something else. Yeah, the less space there is for me to be creative, or to come up with new ideas, or to simply have enough space in my life to be. Which is something that I hear perfectionists say all the time. Like, you know, what is it that you want? Oh, I want to feel spacious. I want ease. I want this kind of sense of lightness. And yet we're all like just like trucking around with like this boatload of old stuff that we can't let go of. And 13 Jazzy's just said, like, the cost of energy is amazing. It is, like, it's such a drain. And we don't even notice that we're doing it. We're like, oh, this is just what it means to work, right? This is how hard life is. No, I don't think it has to be. And I, about a year or so ago, I met an Indonesian man here, and we were talking about this idea of letting go. And he was saying, you Europeans, you Westerners, you're awful at it. And this is what he and I came up with. The reason that I think we're all awful at it is because we think letting go means this. So let me find, there we go, my watch. Okay. So we think letting go means this. Okay. If I let go, I have to drop something. It's gone for good. It might break. Yeah, so there's this real sense of like, well, I can't let go. It's going to be dangerous in some way. It feels risky to our nervous systems. And instead, what if we let go, like this? So what if I could not grip so hard onto things in life, but like imagine this was a baby bird or something, right? If I gripped too hard, like I choke it, like I squish it. Bit of a gross image, apologies. But if I can release my grip, then I'm kind of giving the thing that I'm not letting go of choice. I'm increasingly becoming kind of like animist in my sense of the world. And so if I believe that ideas, things, people in my life have their own sense of personhood, their own sense of agency, then when I hold things like this, I'm giving them choice. This is much easier for me, right? I don't have to work nearly as hard to do this as this, or even this, yeah? It also means like it's not all my responsibility. Like this means I am the only person holding this. This means I'm also being supported by gravity. If I could put my hand down on something, I could be supported by the earth as well. Yeah, thanks, my love. Good luck with enjoy your dinner. I could also be supported by other things in my life, and then the thing gets to be. It gets to do its thing, and maybe the baby bird flies away. In which case, great. Like that clearly. You're good. I'm glad that idea. If you've ever read Elizabeth Gilbert's Big Magic, she talks about this idea that, ideas, creativity, inspiration kind of float, is out and about, and it comes and lands with us and checks us out. And if we're not the right person, it disappears off to somebody else. So I love this idea that I might be able to let it go, and maybe that idea will go and find the person it's meant to be with. Or maybe it stays. Maybe it stays and it kind of like, it hangs around. I'm like, okay. So it's not about like getting rid of things, which I think is what we associate with letting go. It's like, I have to get rid of it. For me, it's like, what would it be like to loosen my grip? Yeah. One of the ways that I notice that I get into when I'm in perfectionist mode is my whole body grips. I lean forward, my hands kind of come up here. I can get little T-Rex arms sometimes going on. My vision kind of narrows, so everything kind of comes up and forth. I'm gripping onto life, gripping onto the steering wheel. I've got to make it work. And there's something about like, can I find like small ways in my body to let go a little bit? And not let go like this. It's not this big dramatic drop it. But what would it be like to let go of 1% of my body weight into the support of whatever I'm sitting on or standing on? Could I do 1% less in this moment? Could I soften my pelvic floor? Could I release the grip around my jaw and my teeth for a moment? And I don't know, as I'm saying this to you, something softens in my body. It's like an exhale, and like, oh, I could do that. Like I could go from this to this. I don't have to go all the way to this straight away, but I could learn to, unfurl a little bit, soften, just use less effort to get things done, rather than feeling like I'm the one who's responsible for the sun rising and setting and the tides coming in and out, which it's a slight exaggeration, but only slight. So yeah, those are some thoughts on letting go. I'm curious how they land for you. If you recognise this pattern of hoarding and gripping too tightly to things in life, and I wonder what it would be like to start at least by finding a little more space in your body. Yeah, what would it be like to release the grip, even by 1%? Please feel free to share in the comments below, and I'd really love to hear what you have to say, and I'll see you next time.